So if you're stressed out about the crypto market right now, I wanted to make this video for you because over the last couple of years of being in crypto and not only having investments, but having a YouTube channel as well and a business that's dedicated to crypto, I've started to come up with things that allow me to kind of remain stress-free in this crypto market. And I'd like to share those things with you to hopefully allow you to get through your stress that the market's putting on you right now. So whenever it comes to handling the stress of the crypto market, there's three things that I personally do / think about in order to cope with it, right? And the very first one is just assuming responsibility. So if I'm stressed out about crypto, oftentimes it's only because of one of two reasons. And these are the things that you have to hold yourself accountable for. The first reason is that you're too zoomed in, meaning that you're just looking at the market too closely. You're looking at all these altcoin and Bitcoin prices too closely. And if you simply just zoom out, you'll recognize that a 10% fall or a 5% fall is not even really that bad. And if you zoom out enough, you'll obviously stop stressing because you realize that crypto has been doing this all along. And it's very likely to continue to keep doing this all along. Now, again, you have to assume that responsibility of recognizing that you're too zoomed in, right? Now, the second thing that you need to do in order to assume responsibility, which is extremely important, is to recognize that you might be too exposed. You might have too much money invested in a crypto or too much of your investment portfolio invested in a crypto. But one way or another, you just have too much in crypto. Because of that, then you're feeling really emotions and you're getting really stressed out because you've gone too far. Truthfully, if you've stuck to very basic investing principles, you shouldn't have more money invested into crypto than you can afford to lose. Blah, blah, blah. We've all heard that before. But it is very much the case. And if you do have enough money, or if you do have the right amount of money invested into crypto, according to however much money you have in general, you shouldn't really be getting all that stressed out. Like, this shouldn't be a make it or break it life-changing thing for you if crypto goes down 50%. It would suck, but it shouldn't be life-changing. It shouldn't be terrible. And if something's not going to be life-changing and not be terrible, there's really not that much need to be stressed out about it if you give it enough time and you zoom out. And so the first thing that I do is I assume responsibility. Okay, I'm stressed out about crypto because I'm either too zoomed in or I have too much money invested in crypto. And if it's one of those things, you need to solve it. Either zoom out or you need to reallocate some of your funds out of crypto and do it a little bit better this time around. Okay, so that's the very first thing you need to do is hold yourself accountable. Okay, the second thing that you need to recognize, especially in this exact moment, is that this market is incredibly manipulated. And this is something I really hold on to. The more you feel like you've lost is the more likely you are to win in crypto. And what I mean by that is that this market is orchestrated. It is very systematically designed to make people like you and I really struggle. It's just the way that it goes. It's a power dynamic that most asset classes that are decentralized have seen. And the more you feel like you've lost, the more you feel like you can't win, the closer you're getting to actually winning. Because in moments like these, when everyone's stressed and everyone's worried, are the moments in which these market manipulators are the most successful. They're seeing their efforts of pushing this market down and forcing people out succeeding, which then, of course, leads them to be able to buy at better prices and liquidate people and make a lot of money. They make money when people feel like this, but they only make money in short bursts when people feel like this. Oftentimes, usually when the market actually does run, when they're content with the state of the market, that's when you'll be able to benefit. And so again, another positive that I think about is, okay, the more I get stressed and the more I get concerned about the market, the better a job the market manipulators are doing, the closer they are to alleviating this market of this pressure and allowing it to do what it's going to do. So from a manipulation perspective, when you're stressed out, it's actually a good thing. When you're not stressed out, it's very scary. When you're excited about crypto, it's very scary because that often means they're like, okay, we need to flip this script. We need to start to reverse this bad boy. So being stressed is generally a good thing. And the third thing that I will say, it kind of does play into this whole idea of zooming out a little bit more as well, but more from like a fundamental perspective, is you also just need to consider the state of the world. At the end of the day, sure, the crypto market might be pulling back and it may not be in a good spot. And hell, guys, we might be going into a bear market for 6 months to a year. It is very possible. I don't particularly think more likely yet, but possible. But at the end of the day, the world is moving in a bit of a better direction. Quantitative tightening is coming to an end. Quantitative easing isn't too far around the corner. Interest rates are being cut. The government shutdown is now past us. Regulatory clarity is here. All of these sorts of things are going to be net benefits for crypto. And I think over time, they're going to cause this crypto market to go up in some capacity or another. And so if you really can just zoom out and look at the crypto market for what it is in an environment that is becoming more and more conducive for growth. And it is crypto is entering into a time horizon, hopefully, in which we will see retail investors have more money and institutions have more money and capital is more frequent and liquidity is higher, right? We're moving into that time frame. And it might take us months to get there. It might take 6 months to a year for those impacts of that environment to actually be really conducive for growth to where it causes growth in the crypto market. But I do think we're moving in a better direction. And so when you factor in all of these things, you first and foremost think, okay, why am I stressed out? What am I doing wrong? Let me fix that. And then you think about the fact that the market manipulators are doing their job. And the more you feel like this, the better it is and the closer to a pump you are. And then you factor in the fact that the world itself is moving into an environment that is better for crypto. It'll really alleviate you of a lot of the stress. And you think, you know what, this isn't even all that bad. And I'll buy this dip. I'll buy some of these lows and I'll just kind of go from there and see what happens. So that's the general blueprint that I follow whenever I feel stress. And guys, I do feel stress. I do feel concerned. I feel concerned that this bull market may actually be over, that it is a real tangible possibility. It is something that is possible. I still am not particularly convinced that we're not going to get another bigger pushes upwards, because the liquidations to the upside are so prevalent and they're so big. I couldn't imagine being a market manipulator and allowing them to do that. It would also be weird for retail to perfectly time the top of a bull market. That's never happened before. So I'm not super convinced that the bull market's over, but I am growing much more concerned that that is a possibility, and that the next 6 months to 12 months of my investment portfolio, my YouTube channel, my business, they all might start going down. Revenue might drop. All of these things may happen that I'll have to adjust to, and I'll have to, of course, handle. So I am getting concerned that I'm going to have to deal with that, and I don't want to deal with that, but it is just what it is, right? I can't control those sorts of things. I can only control what I do, right? And this is the sort of way that I handle those things. So I'll keep you updated naturally as everything happens and as it all plays out. But hopefully this is helpful, and hopefully this is beneficial to you. And I'll hopefully keep trying to guide you through all this craziness no matter what happens. See you on the next one.